folks, it's been a hot minute since the last vlog. It is currently 3:30 in the morning on August 20th, Friday. And yeah, unfortunately I had to call into work today because I was sleep deprived for a couple reasons. Like one, I was highly anxious because I got pulled into the office at work because they were upset at how lacking my performance was last night, and that's because my performance was affected by quite a few things, among which was the fact that I was just not in the best mood mentally, essentially, that night. Hopefully you're gonna last the entire trip because my phone's battery's kind of low. But anyways, I'm driving to Kwik Trip to get some food to eat because I don't really have anything at home besides a couple Smucker's Uncrustables, which are basically like these frozen sandwiches that you take out of the freezer and you let them thaw for 10 minutes and you eat them. They're really good, but I can't just live on those, while I'm at home. So going to Kwik Trip. It's like I said. So actually, it's not 3:30. It's just 3 in the morning. Yeah. I always feel bad whenever I go out this late because, I'm worried I'm waking up my neighbors because literally the bedroom windows are like right next to the parking lot, so I'm sure they can definitely hear me. So I feel bad whenever I do this. I really shouldn't be waiting this long to go get food. But if I had done it earlier tonight, I could have just ordered pizza from Domino's. That was another thing I was considering. So yeah, Commercial Street is nice and quiet at this time, obviously. Yeah, it's been kind of rough for me lately, like on a mental level. So I've been, cutting back on making these vlogs, but I've still been working on videos. Like I'm still working on my upcoming Let's Play. That's definitely at this point gonna exceed 90 episodes. I'm like 80 episodes in recording wise, and I've still got quite a ways to go on the game. So yeah, this is definitely gonna be at least a 90 episode project. It might even hit 100 by the time I'm done. I don't know, but either way, that means even publishing the episodes daily, that project is going to take 3 months or more to publish. So that'll give me all that time to record another project in the back burner while that is publishing. So you guys will have something to watch, ideally endlessly. Basically, I'll have an endless stream of content that way by getting this far ahead. But we'll see. Just see how things work out. Obviously, I'm going to take a couple weeks off after I finally get this publishing. And there's a shorter project I also like to record before I start airing this particular one. And I already have the game in mind, but it should be a fairly short one. I don't think it'll take that long. I suspect that I'll be done with it by... I'm hoping to have these videos start publishing early September. That's the goal, essentially. I'm also attempting to take a vacation in September, but I highly doubt that's going to happen because, well, if I keep on calling in like this, there's no way it's going to, why would they approve a vacation if I keep on calling in? I don't know. It's just I've got the 40 hours. I might as well use them. They're never going to allow me to take more than a week off from work at a time. So I might as well just only save up a week at a time. So, just save up a week's worth of PTO and then use it. I might as well just go by that. But I need to save up more sick time because first of all, need to stop calling in all the time. And then, wow. Okay, unfortunately, I can't touch you right now. I can't move the camera. But if I could, I would definitely show the moon right now because it looks really, really awesome. It's just it's very lowly lit, so you can barely tell it's there. But it looks so cool. So a fun part of being up this early at this time is just seeing the moon. I don't think it's a full moon, but it still looks gorgeous the way it is. Yeah, I'm just really nervous about because the fact that I called in. I'm every time I call in, I'm always nervous, how they're gonna take that. I know it's not their job to assume why I called in. I always put sick because obviously I'm not feeling well, so that's the closest I can put. But nevertheless, I still get nervous because I worry about them questioning my reliability, because obviously I'm not reliable if I keep calling in. But at the same time, they're 13 people short for a third shift. Like, look, it's that bad. So just really depends on how desperate they are to keep hanging on to people, which I can tell they are, but still, they've already put up with me calling in this much. You're probably not even recording right now, because I'm not gonna pick up the phone right now and check, but it's not a good time to be doing that while I'm driving. But yeah, I'm gonna be recording more of that project. I like to get through it. The thing is, this next week I am working 5 nights, 5 10-hour shifts, so 10 hours of overtime. Well, probably gonna end up being more than that, which is good, because that's gonna make up for me not coming to work tonight, or last night, or whatever you call it by now. It's whatever you call it. Right lane right here. Okay. But yeah, I'm always anxious and nervous about stuff, and then I got this depression shit going on. It's not good. It's not good, let me tell you. I honestly couldn't tell you what it is. Well, I could, because it goes through my mind like all the time, but I don't want to talk about it. There is that story time video I'm still gonna make at some point. Just lately it's not a good time for that. I'm taking a slightly longer trip slightly longer route, so that's why we're going through quite a bit here. It got dark out though, so you can't see as much of me. Just listen to me talk, that's all you need to do. Passing the days in, I stayed in right before moving to my apartment. Those are good times. It's also the same hotel I stayed at the very first time I came to Nina, so yeah. Lots of good memories associated with that hotel. Yeah. Yesterday was pretty hot. I got up to 85 degrees. Actually 86, I think I read at one point. But yeah, like I said, I couldn't fall asleep until like 3:30 in the afternoon at the earliest. So I would have gone to work with only 4.5 hours of sleep, and with that combined with the slight hangover, that was never gonna work out. Because if I went into work, yeah, that's why I called in, because if I went into work like that, my performance once again would have been less than desirable. Right after having that talk, that just makes it looking worse. So it's either call in or go in and perform worse than the previous day, probably. I didn't want to take the chance. I just didn't want to risk it, Anyways, here we are, Kwik Trip. Gas prices, $2.94 unleaded. Yep, that's about what it's been lately. I think it was $2.99 last I checked. So it's been fluctuating. People say it's going up because of Biden and shit like that, but really, gas prices tend to naturally fluctuate. That's just a normal thing. I mean, yeah, they went lower last year, but that's because of the fucking pandemic. If nobody's driving, then the prices are going to go down. Time to get food. So as expected, the phone battery died as soon as I arrived at Kwik Trip, so that's where that part of the vlog ended, obviously. But before we go, I want to share the games I got with you since the last vlog, because since the last vlog on August 3rd, I've actually gone retro game shopping 3 times. And I have a lot of games to share with you as a result of that. So in fact, I got progressively more games with each trip that I made for differing reasons. But first of all, we have August 9th, and what happened there was on that day, for the most part, I'd been prioritizing getting like a big name games that I don't have yet in my collection, like GameCube and Wii games specifically, like of first party or second party Nintendo games I don't have yet, and I succeeded in doing so. And also not only that, but I'm also, well, I'll explain more as I go along here, but basically, first of all, I got Animal Crossing on GameCube, the original, and it did not come with the Animal Crossing memory card, but the thing is, I kind of sort of already had it, so I was able to add it to the case after I got it, and thus, after purchasing this for fairly low, well, I think it was like $60 when I got it, but it would probably been like 15 or 20 more with the memory card. I've now added value to my own copy of the game, essentially. So the reason why I have an Animal Crossing memory card already for GameCube is because I kind of, sort of, technically stole it in college. Early on, in my freshman year of college, I would often play Smash Bros with my entire floor, with the rest of the floor on at my dormitory, at my dorm, and a lot of people bring bring their memory cards over because we were playing Super Smash Bros. Melee sometimes, and to be honest, I don't know how these memory cards got mixed in with my own, but basically these people never came back for the memory cards, so I ended up keeping them. And among them was an Animal Crossing GameCube memory card, so technically I stole it, but the thing is I held on to it waiting for someone to check up on me, see if I had it, and they never did, so that's why I have it. So basically I accidentally stole a memory card. And then also on the same day, I got Animal Crossing City Folk on Wii. So that's 2 Animal Crossing games I got. And this was conveniently after, this was on a Monday, the morning, the afternoon after I played Animal Crossing New Horizons on Switch with my friends the previous night. So, yeah, it was quite a coincidence, basically. I also got Star Fox Assault. I already had this game growing up, but for some reason my brother actually stole my copy from me. So, finally on August 9th of this year, I was finally able to get my own copy of the game again, after already owned it in the past. In fact, I already had the guidebook for the game too, up to this point. So, yeah, that'll help me finish it whenever I do get around to playing it. I also got my own copy now of Wario World on GameCube. This is also a little more pricey, at $80 I do believe, but yeah, and also, Wario World's also interesting because I have had a copy of the game all these years, but it's not my copy, it's borrowed, just like The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, so yeah, I now have a copy of Wario World to return to a friend, and also Wind Waker to return to Corsair Joe, so yeah. And now I have my own copies of those games, so I don't need to borrow the copies anymore. Okay, next up we have, I believe it's August 12th? Correction, August 16th. Yes, August 16th. That was a week later, essentially. I went retro game shopping once again. This time I went a little further. I went up to Green Bay, and I went to a game called, I can't remember what it was called. It wasn't Game Trade, but although I did go there too, but that's where I got most of the stuff. But I went to Pre-Played Green Bay. That's where I went. They have used games, and they also have DVDs and Blu-rays. I went there, and I came out with one single item purchased. It was a Wii U game that I didn't already have, finally, after so long, it seemed like. Brunswick Pro Bowling. So I now have a bowling game on the Wii U that I can play with friends if we ever get the chance to, so that's pretty cool. As for the rest of the games, I got these at either Game Trade or Press Start. I just kind of mixed and matched them together because at this point, I forgot what stores I got them from exactly, and I just didn't keep track of them. But I definitely tell you I got this one at Game Trade. This was a Micro Machine 64 Turbo for the Nintendo 64, and I also got this in the box. The only thing it's missing was the extra car on top, so that's unfortunately, I'm not going to have that. Also there, I got GoldenEye 007 on Nintendo 64. I'm surprised I didn't have this yet, but now I finally do. One of the more well-known first-person shooters, the pioneer first-person shooters, that is. This I also got at Game Trade, Mario Kart Super Circuit in the box, but it doesn't have the cardboard insert, but otherwise it has everything else. I think it has, instruction manual in the game itself, so, yeah. So the game, it sucks that the game is kind of loose in there, but still, it's great, because this actually completes my Mario Kart collection, essentially. I have all the Mario Kart games up to now. Oh, this one I saw at the last second as I was making my purchase at Game Trade. Still there. Conquer, Live, and Reloaded. If there was any Xbox game I was planning on getting before I even had an Xbox, it was definitely this game, because obvious reasons. It's a remake of Nintendo 64 Classic, so how could you not get that if you're getting an Xbox and you already had the experience with the original? Okay, this one I got at Press Start Games. This is The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, the GameCube port, which includes the Master Quest. So the thing is, there's technically 3 Zelda games on the GameCube. There's Wind Waker, Four Swords Adventures, and Twilight Princess. but there's 2 other Zelda discs that was released for it as well. There was a port of Ocarina of Time, and there's also a collector's edition disc, which has Zelda 2. What are the other 2 games? I'm pretty sure it's Zelda 2, Link to the Past, and I think the 4th was either Link's Awakening or Ocarina of Time. No, I'm totally mistaken. It includes the original Zelda, Zelda 2, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask. So there's 2 GameCube discs that have Ocarina of Time on them, which is very strange. I wonder if there's any differences between the 2 discs, but yeah, it's just 2 ways to play Ocarina of Time on the GameCube. So that's the only Zelda disc I don't have on GameCube, is the Collector's Edition disc. They did have that at Press Start Games, but the cover art was printed, so I don't know if I'm ever going to get that. I don't know if I'm going to purchase that copy or not. I could if I want to and have all 4 games, but it would just feel weird to have one of them be a printed art, essentially. Next up is Super Mario Sunshine. Now, you might be asking why I got this, because I already have a copy. Well, the thing is, I'm actually also trying to get rid of my Player's Choice copies and replace them with the black original copies. So this is why I bought this, and we'll get more into that in just a second, actually. Next up, I also got Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. I think this is it was either at Game Trade or Press Start Games. I don't remember. I think it was Press Start Games. Yeah. This I think I got this at Game Trade, a black box copy of Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, instruction booklet and everything. Yep. Very happy to have this, because up to this point, I've had Paper Mario 2, but it's been in this Blockbuster case. Blockbuster case. It had the actual art game. The camera cut off because we were at the 10-minute mark. Anyways, like I was saying, I got that black box cover of Paper Mario 2 at Game Trade. I also don't know if I probably already said this. I got Wii Party as well. I think that was the one. It's like a different Wii game. But yeah, I believe that's the only other game I cut out on, because the camera running out 10 minutes. Yeah. Okay. So anyways, I went back to Press Start Games the very next day on August 17th, and I traded in my Player's Choice copy of Mario Sunshine to get rid of it. And I also took the copy of Paper Mario 2 I had before. I took the cover art, because the cover art was legit. I took that out of the Blockbuster case, and I took my Aunt Bowley copy on GameCube. I took the game out, the instruction booklets, and the cover art. I took those out, and I basically swapped them. I put the Paper Mario 2 disc and cover arts onto the actual GameCube case, and I put the Aunt Bowley stuff into the Blockbuster case. So I effectively raised the value of my Paper Mario 2 copy before I traded it in, and by having it in an actual GameCube case. So I traded that in. I also had an extra copy of Super Mario, the combo NES cartridge of Super Mario Bros., Duck Hunt, and World Class Track Meets. I had an extra copy of that, and I also traded in. There was another game I traded in. I forgot what it was, but I know there was a 4th game. Oh yeah, that's right, Maximo, because I had 2 copies of Maximo Goes to Glory on PS2, and one of them was just the disc only, no case. So I gave them the disc only of that. So basically I had $100 to spend at this point. And so, with that $100, I picked up even more games at Press Start. A few PS2 games, 4 Xbox games, some N64 games, a couple NES games. Got a lot more variation on this particular haul. And this is the last one, trust me, we're almost done here. We have Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle on NES. This was CIB, by the way, complete in box, so it was $50. It's not a cheap game. I also got Mylon Secret Castle. I only know about this game from watching the AVGN review and how pretty cryptic it is. 1080 Snowboarding for Nintendo 64, released in 1998 by Nintendo. Ultra 64 fan told me this is a great game, so I'm looking forward to giving it a try. She said it's really hard, though. Next up, I got the 2 Gex games on the Nintendo 64. I got Gex 64, Enter the Gecko, and Gex 3 Deep Cover Gecko. So, yeah, that's both the Gex games on N64. Now, the second one says Gex 3 because Gex 64 is actually the second Gex game. There was an original Gex game, I think, on PlayStation and 3DO or CDI or something like that back in 1995, I think. And but that didn't make it to any of the other consoles. So yeah, Gex 64 is actually Gex 2, I think, on the PS2. Or original PlayStation, I mean. Okay, and then we got the 3 PS2 games. We have Crash Tag Team Racing, a game that everyone seems to not care for, but I personally love it. So this will be just a guilty pleasure, if you will. Next up, we have Jak 2 on PS2. I had Jak 3 from, I think last year, I think I got it. It's been a while, but yeah, I finally had the second game. They did have Jak and Daxter, the original Jak game, but it was the greatest hits copy, so I didn't want it. Otherwise, I would have picked that up too. Next up, we have the Mega Man X collection on PS2, which contains Mega Man X 1 through 6. It doesn't have Mega Man X7 on, but that's fine. I have it on PS2 as well as X8. Make it that what you will. Then finally we have the 4 Xbox games I got. Atari Anthology, which contains a bunch of Atari 2600 games, as well as a couple arcade games. Need for Speed Underground 2. I heard great things about this entry in the series because it's open world. It's like an open road kind of game where you can drive around like anywhere you want. So it's got pretty high scores, I guess, on critically. So looking forward to giving it a try. Next up, we have Oddworld Munch's Odyssey on Xbox. This was an Xbox exclusive. I think it's a launch title too, from November 2000 or 2001. Funny thing is, they put the case is not a Platinum Hits, but the disc is. So I have a Platinum Hits disc, but the case is the black box cover. So that kind of sucks, but oh well, I don't care that much. It will look good in the collection, at least. And finally, the last game I have to share today, this is Spider-Man 2 on Xbox. I heard great things about the Spider-Man 2 game, like it was rated pretty high by critics, so I guess it's a really good one. Like, you can screw around a lot in it, like it's basically like Spider-Man GTA, I guess. I could be wrong. But that's what I heard about it, so looking forward to giving it a try. That's all I have for today, folks. That's it for today's vlog, so I will talk to you later. Bye. Over 20 minutes at this point, so yeah.